G'day ladies and gents, welcome to Xrissart. I'm Chrissy, thanks for joining me. And today I'm going to talk about what's the best sharpener for pastel pencils. But first of all, if this has been the first time that you've viewed or visited my channel and you'd like to view more of my videos, please consider subscribing. I occasionally share ideas and painting techniques, and I live stream from time to time. And don't forget to click the bell icon, that way you don't miss out on any videos as I upload them. Okay, now I have to say that pastel pencils would be about the hardest pencil that I've ever tried to sharpen for a number of reasons. Now, remembering that this pencil really is a pastel wrapped in casing, a wooden casing, and in many forms, as you can see. Now, you can get a sharp point, but it's not easy without wasting your pastel pencil to achieve again a sharp point. And of course, they blunt very easy. So, as you can see, I've tried many sharpeners, and I'm always on the hunt to find the best sharpener possible for my pastel work. So what I'm going to do here is just give you some examples of what I've tried, and I think that there's a heap of others which probably weren't really worth mentioning, only because they're very similar to these. But here we go. Derwent. This is a battery operated sharpener. Probably best for coloured pencil, I'd have to say. I haven't used this for a while now. I've given up using this for pastel pencils. So there's that. And then I have a few rotary sharpeners, or rotary blade sharpeners, or cranking shaft type sharpener. Now this is the SuperPoint, it's manual. And it also has with this, there's an inclusion of a desk clamp. So you can actually clamp this to your desk, which is a good thing. And of course there's Staedtler, and I've got Lyra. Similar type of thing. I have, now these are all conventional sharpeners. Now I've got here Sandpaper. Many artists use sandpaper to sharpen their pastel pencils. I've got some handheld sharpeners, some inexpensive ones, and some not so inexpensive but reasonably priced. Faber Castel. Here we go. This is the Kinchrome sharpener. Also, there are blades, for example. Here we go. We have the Xacto blade, which a lot of artists use to sharpen their pencils. This little contraption here, what happens here is that you sit your pencil on top of this particular contraption, and then you can use your blade to sharpen your pencil. I've tried that a lot. Not very convenient, I have to say. And of course, you know, you'll have your Stanley knife, or this is just with a blade, you know. So very careful. For people that are probably young kids, you know, please get your parents to help you with sharpening your pastel pencils if you're into that. So this is a bit fancy, and anyway. But there's your replaceable blades. And of course there's also this type of a blade, a razor. And again, sharpening your pencil this way. So what I'll do here is, having seen all of this, I'll show you now what, after trying all of these sharpeners, I'll tell you probably what, for my techniques, and what I found the most simple to use. Okay, I know artists know how to sharpen pencils, so I'm only just going to demonstrate what kind of sharpeners give me a sharp point, and I'm only going to be mentioning the sharpeners that I've had experience with. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you some examples of unconventional sharpeners which don't look like sharpeners. So out of all of these sharpeners here, these are the sharpeners that I use now, and I'll tell you why. So, first of all, these two here. The reason why I like these is because this one in particular, which is made from Derwent SuperPoint, like I mentioned before, it's a manual cranking sharpener. It has a helical blade. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I just feel like it's a much more solid sharpener, and it's got a nice little catch. The only thing that I don't like so much, it sort of doesn't tell you when it's sort of when your pencil is sharp. But anyway, here's an example. Let's try this one. On purpose, I didn't. You can see that there's, so here we go. So it's not stopping and letting me know that it's sharpened. So, okay, we've still got a while to go. Let's say about now. So here we go. That's pretty good, if you can see. That's not bad at all, actually, very good. One more, let's try one more. There we go, this one here. Beautiful. That's lovely. So this is one of the reasons why I really like this one. And of course, because of the blade, what would be a good idea is to have a woodless graphite pencil, and to sharpen your blade. From time to time in between sharpenings. So I only use that to keep the blade sharp. So that's the Derwent SuperPoint. I love that. And of course this one, again, it's the same type of thing, but this one actually tells me when my pencil is sharpened. So it gets very loose, and so now I know that this is sharpened. Again, pretty good. So that's these types of sharpeners. Now, of course, there is the blade. I'm not really fussed on this one too much. If I'm going to use a blade, I'll probably end up using either this one or this one. And one way and how you would be using that is, this is from Derwent as well. And I would carefully sharpen this way. It's not a bad little thing here, but I don't know. I mean, some artists can really get this quite sharp. But what you can also do is use your sandpaper to get the sharp point. Finish it off that way. And that's not so bad. That still gives you a sharp point. There you go. So there's an example there if you wanted to use blades. So I'll just put that carefully to the side. And again, the same sort of principle with a Stanley knife. Okay, now out of all of the sharpeners that I love the most is probably this one. It is probably the cheapest one that you can get. A couple of dollars, $2.50 Australian dollars, and this is probably what I use the most. Now, again, can give you a great point. There you go. You can use that. That's fantastic. So I'll just put these side by side so you can see. Here we go. Right, so now the unconventional sharpeners. Oops, oh my goodness. Potato peeler. Can you believe it? A potato peeler. Now this, I would love to say that this was my idea, but it's not. This idea or tip and trick, I saw this on a Facebook page which I'm a member of. The lady who introduced this, her name was Brenda, and the Facebook page is Pastel Pencil Creations and Pastel Pencil Artists. And this is how this works. Just incredible. If I can just do this. Potato peeler, vegetable peeler, whichever way you want to call it. I think this is probably better than the blade, or safer than the blade. There you go. How cool is that? And I mean, you can, it all depends, I suppose, which potato peeler you've got. This is another one. Let me sharpen another pencil. Pastel pencil. Here we go. Let's try a Conti. Oop. Now, you would probably get better at it as you do it, but not bad. I'm thinking this is just like the best tool out. This is so good. So that's very interesting. There you go. So there's that. And last but not least, this contraption. Now this contraption is a pedicure a pedicure tool, okay? And of course there's a smooth, this is sandpaper. I mean, it's even coarser than the sandpaper, but there's smooth and rough, right? So this is the rough one, but let's have a go with that one. Say for example, this one here. Okay, now that was probably already a little bit sharp, but let's try something that's blunt. Say this one here. Oh. bit messy, but not bad. Now I have to say, again, this was not this was also referred to me by a fellow artist. His name is Gary from Xrissart, and all these lovely tips and tricks. Like, this is just fantastic stuff. So you may ask, what is the best sharpener for pastel pencils? I think what it boils down to is how you work. Every artist is different. Now, remembering sharpeners are blades, and they will blunt eventually. So when you accept that, you will be okay with all of that sort of thing, and then you won't get so frustrated perhaps. But for me, the best pastel sharpener is this little cheapy one, where it's cheap enough to throw away when the blade blunts. I use this quite a lot in my projects, and I talk about it a lot. But these are all the sharpeners that I like to use and where I get the best results. So I just wanted to say, look, you know, that's all for now, and wanted to say again, you know, thanks for watching. Until the next time, bye for now.